What's a good depression song? I am gonna make it through this year. If it kills me and quat. This Year by the Mountain Goats. This song. And honestly the entire album. Were on repeat for my rock bottom. It's probably a stretch to say it kept me alive, but it definitely helped to feel like someone else had felt that bad and survived to be happy and healthy. I hope whatever you're going through gets better soon. You deserve happiness as much as anyone. No matter what's happened. https://youtube. b/eat-ig6da. I'm a big fan of Edit the Sad Parts by Modest Mouse https://youtube. b/e5poach6kflw. It switches between kind of gentle, sad verses and a much more erratic/hard chorus that to me mirrors an angry spiral. There's a super soothing bass-like interlude and a melancholy outro. Both the music itself and lyrics are just cathartic as. There's also used to be, can't find it now, a really moving fan-made music video on YouTube based around suicides on the Golden Gate Bridge. It depends on the person. I really like traditional Indian music because it's what was sung to me as a child. Rock music helps some people. I, personally, suggest In the Hall of the Mountain King or Danse Macabre. That depends, if you want to stay in your depressed mood. Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd is my go-to, if you're depressed but you want a pick-me-up song. Don't Stop Believing by Journey or You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC are absolute bangers that give you the will to keep going. There aren't any good depression songs, there aren't any good depression things. When depressed, you could win a lottery jackpot at Disneyland and it wouldn't stir you. It's a mental illness which smothers you with a bleak, washed-out numbness which depresses, hence the name, your desire to do anything. Sorry to be so literal. But I think this question should have been what's a good sadness and depression are different things, song ? And quat. Red Red Wine by Neil Diamond. Is not a depressive song per se, talks more about alcoholism. But, if doesn't make you sadder the more you listen to. And no. The UB40 version doesn't count because Ali makes it sound like a happy drunk song. If you've friend-zoned a girl before. How did it go? She disappeared immediately. Which is healthy but kind of frustrating too. Two of them made it exceedingly awkward for a while. One has calmed down a lot and we still hang out. The other still has feelings for me, and if you get a few drinks into her, she starts waxing poetic about how perfect I am and why can't I give her a chance. And #X200B, it's pretty damned uncomfortable. I don't talk to her much these days. Yeah, I have. The first one said she was fine with it, but it was all a ploy to try and win me over eventually kind of thing. The second went great, we are still friends. Not sure how some people can just forget their feelings, but some can. One took it well and we are still friends to this day. Talk to her here and there. The other as a teen kept begging me please when she asked if I can be her boyfriend. Had to say no like 5+ times to make her stop. Not well. Conversations became uncomfortable. Then a short while later she got really drunk at a party and started throwing herself at me. That is why I laugh every time the should I shoot a shot at my friend question comes up. Everyone is like just do it. Nothing will change if they don't like you back and quat. Had a girl express her feelings for me via text wanting to date towards the end of senior year of high school. I was definitely focused on school at the time and wasn't interested in dating her, but I let her down easy and told her how flattered I was. I didn't make it weird or anything and we were still cool. It was a little awkward at first I'm sure, but I didn't make a huge deal out of it and didn't tell everyone at school obviously. All in all, she was super cool about it and she's still a friend and I love watching her do well at life. We ended up having for some time. I made it clear I wasn't interested beyond that. She thought I would eventually change my mind. I didn't. Once I got into a relationship, she didn't want to be friends anymore. Well, we're friends now. That's what people in the friend zone are, aren't they? We were hanging out, just the two of us, and I thought about it as going out with my friend. But she would tell her bestie, Elle, everything and say it was magical and she was sure I liked her. Unfortunately, Elle was also my friend and liked to gossip way too much, so she would tell me everything in her back. I knew she liked me for a while, but I couldn't snitch on Elle for telling me. So I waited for a while and one night she kinda asked me out. I said I'm not in love with her and not interested in any serious relationship. Now we're best friends. D. Which Christmas song can you absolutely not stand? Is it all of them? I particularly dislike the phrase just having a wonderful Christmas time. I'm sure it's on the playlist for suspected terrorists or something. Alongside Denise Williams and Beck. In order to extract information. Not me, but my sister hates the It's the Most Wonderful Night of the Year song because it used to play over and over in the retail store she worked in. Funny enough, I worked in retail too at one point and that was my jam, ha ha ha. Last Christmas. It doesn't even make any sense. It's toxic. Last year you dumped me, but this year I'm going to be with someone else, and yet here I am still talking to you and clearly only with a new person for revenge or something. It kind of doesn't even have anything to do with Christmas. It is just a weird breakup revenge story that happens to occur around Christmas. Santa Baby. It is just weird and creepy. My favorite Christmas songs are Adeste Fideles and O Holy Night. But they both have to be sung by a male operatic singer. I also like Christmas Dream by Perry Como. BTW, I am not religious or even celebrate Christmas anymore. I just like the songs. I hate all of them. There should be a law against playing Christmas music more than 5 days before and 5 days after Christmas. That includes in advertising. 10 days is long enough. I love the Beach Boys' Little Saint Nick and Quat. And the rest of my family despises that song. My brother says, why do they call him Little Saint Nick and Quat? I tell him that's how cool cats talked in the early 60s. Little Stevie, Little Tony, Little Joey and Quat. If they called them little, they were usually big fat guys. 2 songs annoy me. 1. Santa Baby, mainly the last verse Santa Baby. I forgot to mention one little thing, a ring and Quat. Apparently, she doesn't know Santa is married. And hashtag X200B, 2. And so this is Christmas, the song is okay. But how certain charities use this song with starving kids in Africa kinda ruins it. I used to love this song, but now since Ellen played it on her show, and her being her, just reminds me of the gifts and people screaming. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's like it has been ruined for my ears. Them for that. Why aren't mental health crisis taken serious until after crimes are committed? Incel violence will get worse until something so bad happens that society is forced to understand and fix the problem. This is not a threat. This is not a statement of support for incels or incel violence. This is not even a warning. Just a bleak prediction. I condemn all violence and hatred and hope the young men stuck in this toxic ideology can find their ways out. Because everyone's kinda gone averse to putting people in mental hospitals without their consent. There isn't a lot of knowledge or a non-emergency method of contacting an authority to report someone who's in crises or your own concerns about people you aren't really close to. A parent. A mandatory reporter. A partner. Family. It's kinda the way doctors react to the opioid crises. Because when someone says they think they need help and are having mental issues, no one helps and they just avoid it until their child, per se, is in court being sentenced to go to an asylum. Honestly, mental health concerns have been swept under the rug for so long. Families were embarrassed by it and would try to hide people with mental illness away due to shame instead of getting treatment. A lot of people don't believe in mental health treatment, and many people still don't acknowledge mental health as a serious concern. Because mental health struggles aren't tangible to others, unlike seeing someone's broken arm flopping around. It is easier to deny its existence. The amount of people needing help far outweighs the amount of help that is available, and it's really sad that people have to wait months for an appointment when they are currently struggling. Because laws were made before mental health were ever a thing. And truly acknowledging it in the justice system would ultimately take away from police budgets so they can't buy 30 armored vehicles. Mental health crises are often not taken seriously until after crimes are committed for a variety of reasons. Some of these reasons include a lack of understanding or knowledge about mental health issues, a lack of access to mental health resources and support, and societal stigma surrounding mental illness. Additionally, many people may not recognize the warning signs of a mental health crisis or know how to intervene and provide support. As a result, mental health issues may not be addressed until they reach a crisis point, at which point they may be more difficult to manage and treat. It is important to recognize the signs of a mental health crisis and provide support and resources to individuals who are experiencing one. What advice you would give to a man-child in order to grow up? Greater than, but I love him. This is a terrible excuse to stay somewhere you don't want to be. Find yourself a manlier man. I don't know if you can really. He's in the only environment he has ever known and not been allowed personal growth or independence. You could try ask questions regarding his own desires. But from what it sounds like, his parents have replaced them with theirs. Time to leave him. It's not fair to try to change someone into someone you love more. This guy clearly has a lot of work to do, or maybe he's content where he's at. Either way, it's not for you to decide. And loving someone is a bad reason to stay in an unhappy situation. You need to go find someone who is who you want and someone who can meet your needs in a relationship, and he needs to find the same. You have decided he needs to change. And how he needs to change. He disagrees. And describing him as a man-child shows a lack of respect needed for a healthy relationship. The communication so far has not brought him to agree with you. Or to any compromise. There is no way to move forward here without one side resenting the other. If you force the issue, he will feel a loss of agency and resent you. If you accept that he won't change, you will resent him for not becoming the person you decided he should be. Also, there is a relationship advice subreddit. You should go there with this. You should probably break up with him because it seems like you genuinely dislike something that makes up pretty much the entirety of him as a person. This isn't a bad habit. This is how he chooses to live his entire life. Have higher standards for yourself. Scroll through this sub, just normal https://www.reddit.com/r/justnormal/. My guess is you'll recognize his mom in these posts, and that should give you a glimpse of your future with this man. Also, I will echo what others have said. He's not asking for advice and is content and happy with his situation. He gets to be treated like mommy's special boy at home and has a girlfriend who puts up with it. Win-win for him. You make him move away from that. He'll likely resent you, and it will definitely not make his mom suddenly leave him alone. And if you think she doesn't like you now, wait until you take her baby boy away. Don't deny yourself the chance to move and start a great new journey. If he chooses to stay and be with mommy, then honestly you're better off. If he chooses his mom now, he will always choose her no matter what.